Hello fellow squarecraftians, this is Minecraft NJT here, and today we'll be talking about just a random little topic, which is the server's history. So the server has a pretty long history, about 2 years worth of history you could say. First it started when I met the admin/developer of the server, BSECH12, which no one really knows how to pronounce his username, and he doesn't even really know how to pronounce his username for some reason. So we just say BSECH12. So we started off on Bedrock. I was getting into building. I couldn't build anything nearly as good as this. Best thing I could build was, well, custom trees. Maybe a little horse stable like this, you could say. But for now, that's not even the best thing I could build back then. So we met together. We knew each other's names, which we're not going to say in this video because confidentiality, and we do not want to share that information with you because of privacy. But I can share my name because that's kind of in one of my usernames, Nick from SC. So we met together, we talked, we found out we liked Minecraft. Then eventually I got into a nice little creative world, found a village, and started transforming it. It was really fun and really nice. And then I was like, well, BSECH12 has a lot of friends who also like Minecraft, so why don't I open up a realm for all of us to play on? Or a server. So I started planning a Bedrock Edition server. And then I went with a company, I'm not going to say their name, but I created the server. I spent $7 in getting it, which is not this server. And since I knew barely anything about that, I wasted $7 because yeah. We were playing on Bedrock Edition, and we didn't know that the server was for Java Edition. It was very interesting, you could say, that we didn't really know what we were doing. So I got really angry at the company and told everyone not to use them. Well, they actually were a really good company with pretty good prices for hosting and stuff like that, but since they are not sponsoring us, I will not say their name or their prices. So then we started, what's it called? Then I bought a realm through Mojang, and I uploaded that world that I was working on to it, and that's a really historic world. I started working on that world about 2 years ago. The first Squarecraftboom realm came out. I believe I started work on that project on September 1st, so that's the server's anniversary. But that was the Bedrock portion of it. So then, eventually, BSECH12 got into Java. But a little bit before that, I introduced him to commands. He didn't know what commands were at the time. So when he saw commands, since he loves coding, basically, yeah, he loves coding. So I introduced him to commands, and he loved commands. Then he started to look even more into it. Then eventually he discovered the Java Edition side of it, and how much more flexibility with commands and coding there was. So eventually he created a server on Java Edition. So I ended up getting Java Edition for myself, and yeah, canceled the realm and started playing on his server. Then a little bit after that, it started to expand. All of our friends wanted to play on it. So then eventually, he was just like, you know what? I can't have people knowing my IP. I can't let that happen, because he's posting it on his own computer. Plus, my computer's not going to be able to handle that, because a lot of people are playing on it a lot. Plus, his computer isn't up 24/7, because he's got to do stuff on it. He's got to actually be able to play Minecraft on it. He's actually got to be able to do work on it. He's got to be able to do stuff on that. So, since I was willing to spend my money on a hosting company, because I don't know why, I decided to go with Pebble.host. They are not sponsoring us, but they have amazing deals. I would be very grateful if they sponsored us for like 10 cents. 10 cents would be a great sponsor for them. I love Pebble.host. I don't ever think I'm going to go with another company because their deals are amazing. So I went with them. We did our research and found Pebble.host as the best hosting company and one of the cheapest. It wasn't the cheapest, but it was one of the cheapest with all great benefits, and I failed. So we went with them, and we downloaded all the files from his server, smashed it onto this one, and started expanding from there on. The VIP lobby, I'm going to fall down from here and show you, which you can only go to if you are Diamond rank or Netherite rank. You don't go through that middle portal. I'll fix that later. You don't go through that middle portal. You go through this portal right here, and then boom, you're in the VIP lobby. So in here, you get stuff. You can go back to the normal lobby, and of course a little launch pad. So we started working on this lobby. It wasn't like this. You can see this in the first lobby transformation video that we did. It was a glass sphere, then we transformed it into this. So this was the original lobby that we had. Just one day, it was just a Bedrock platform with a glass sphere around it. So I just came out and just used World Edit, boop down over there, and set a grass plot. And I just started going away. You know, it turns out there were 3 other people online when that happened. And so we just started building. And after that, I added an area off over here. So the second area. Then we added all of this area up to there. Then we added that area over there. And the mountain. And then the final area we added before we switched to the new lobby was this area. This house was griefed on the survival world, and as the time of this video's release, I had repaired it because I knew the person who had this house, and they stopped playing on the server for a while because their computer, well, they needed a new computer. And they were still adjusting the controls, and since I knew them, I repaired their house for them. And of course, making this little island was really fun. There's some little Easter eggs around this place. And we just had fun building this. This is so much nostalgia being here. There's just so many little details that the new lobby doesn't really have. So after that, the server started booming a little bit. The original server event time was Friday at 4:30, and it is now. And then just 2 times, not that many people showed up. So I moved it to Saturday at 3:30, because I thought that would be a better time. But the people that I was asking, the majority of them were kids, and irresponsible kids. They didn't ask their parents what time would be available for them. So they would have like things like Boy Scouts. They'd be like, oh, sorry, I couldn't come. It turns out I had a Boy Scout event that was planned for 5 years. Or something like that. And so, yeah, they didn't ask their parents if they would be available. So stuff like that happened. So I got nervous and changed it again to Thursdays at like 3:30s or 4:30s and just started moving it around. And then eventually I gathered up some details and figured out Friday at 4:30 would be the best, because that's when the most amount of players can be online. If you recall from a video, this is the Maisie Molten Run video. It has the least amount of views. I honestly don't even know if it's still on the channel. This area was originally going to be one of the first mini-games because I didn't know about Multiverse at the time of creating this server. And I was like, oh no, we have to have all the mini-games on our lobby, and this was the first mini-game that I came up with. We never made it. I actually think it would be fun. So basically, I talked to BSCCH12 and said, okay, so basically there would be some music playing in the background. It would wait 10 seconds, there'd be a little hologram that pops up that would say, choose your corner. And then after like 10 or 20 seconds, the music would stop, and then this would pop up. There'd be barrier blocks or just glass in the way that would not let you come out. Here, GLA. there'd be like some red glass around here. Just not a lot of glass, it would just be enough to stop you from getting out. So, and then the glass would pop up, and then it would be like, this corner is the losing corner. And before the glass falls down, I'm just getting rid of the glass, because I don't want to break anything. And then, guess what would happen? Everyone else that was in the different corners, the glass would break underneath them. They'd fall into the lava. But then the last corner would, everyone in the last corner would get like 50 square coins or something like that. Originally it was going to be 3 square coins because I didn't know how to balance the systems yet. And we had a shop plugin that was weird on the survival server, and it always just kept breaking. It was nice being able to cheat resources, and it was interesting since I am opt on the server and I have to test everything out. I have like 50 million and a half square coins. And yeah. So that's the story of that part of it. So back to the normal lobby. Eventually, I started undertaking this project here. Basically, gave myself speed 10, flew 100 blocks away from the original lobby. I did /up1, set 1 position, then flew 1,000 blocks in the other direction, and then went down 10 blocks, and then set position 2 with roll edit there. And then I filled it with dirt. Then I started placing grass across it, and then I started working on this wall. After I finished this portion of the wall, I actually started working on this lake first. I made the S and the C. Then I started working on the water fountains. That took me 5 hours because the spacing was incredibly difficult. At first, the water fountains were going to be like 10 blocks apart. Then I realized that this waterfall would be like, or water fountain would be right here, and that one would be up against the edge. It would look all weird. So then I decided, why not just surround this in walls and make it so no one can get in here, because it's kind of weird. There should actually be fish in here, but fish spawners don't work for some reason. Some of these, there's fish spawners. Oh. There was an issue with the amount of spawners on the server, so we had to get rid of all the spawners. I think I'm just going to create some NPC fish in here, just so they're floating around. So then after that, here's One Man Wolfpack. He is AFK. He's been standing here for 20 minutes. He's been standing here, AFK. I don't even know how he's still online. So then I built out that area. Originally it was going to be a full circle, but then I was like, building this pattern is hard, because when I got over here, I'd have to go over here and copy that, and World Edit was not cooperating with me. So I ended up just keeping the shape it was. Originally there would be like mob spawning in the forest, but that had some issues, and there'd be a hologram telling you, complete the parkour and I'll give you diamonds to make armor. It was a fun little thing, but it wasn't working out how it should have. So then I added in this little free food guy. He gives you golden apples. Those are nice. So we were just downloading some plugins off of Spigot and Bucket, and after that I was like, wait a second, why are we downloading minigames and just building the maps when I have the resources to make a minigame? So that's where Ravaged came in. Oh, Ravaged was actually originally back over here, but I moved it up here. Do we still have kit PvP? I guess we don't have kit PvP. I thought we still had kit PvP. So then I made Ravaged. Why is it not taking me to Ravage? Let's see if this works at all. Nope. That works. So we started adding in all these mini games. I still need to make a lobby for this. And then BSECH12 made this. I'm gonna go to Ravaged. There we go. I worked on this. I generated some custom villagers that would give you some custom stuff. Then I started working on the interior. Bippity boppity. There. I'm gonna cut that part out. So we started working on all this area. This is actually how it looks. We worked on that little red lighting with the gray glass so it creates like a foggy effect. We worked on the blackstone area. Soul sand area is somehow still under construction. We made the nether area first. I actually worked on that with my other cousin that didn't quit the server. So there's a start, there's the tutorial. This was inspired by Decked Out in Hermitcraft. And then I thought of a super hodgepodge run. I never added an NPC for that. Super Squarecraft hodgepodge foot race run. That's what it is. And I set this area up a couple days ago and started working on it. You're getting a sneak peek behind the scenes area. So you go through there. I added some areas originally that was down there. But when it was down there, you'd see this massive tower in the background, and it was quite ugly, so I moved this up higher. There's the leave race guy there. There's launch pad. Continue with level. That teleports you up. It's just a command attached to that. Teleport, closes play, or teleport selected player. Squiggly, squiggly, 5, squiggly. And that's a little Easter egg right there. Of course, I had to add that in. And you can do this. This is a fun little area. This one was fun to make. Originally, there were no little bars in the way. When I first made this, it was just a little ride up. And it was quite boring. And it didn't affect your time at all. No matter what, it would take you the same amount of time. It was just a time waster. So then I thought, why don't we add that little twist in there that you have to dodge your way? And then if you bump your head on something too long, you're going to have to go all the way back down. Since I'm flying, I can just go like that. And this area was fun to make. You just do the bouncy and the bouncy and the bouncy. Originally, I had fall damage on for this area, so I'd have to bounce on the slime blocks. And then there was a water pool down here, but that didn't work out too well, especially since if you were crouching, it would do fall damage, or if you landed right on the side of the slime block, it wouldn't count. And you'd die. And there's this little parkour with many little tricks to it. This part was fun to make. This part right here is exceptionally hard. I can never make it, but everyone else can for some reason. I can never make that jump. It was quite fun making this minigame. So now we're pretty much up to date with the server's history. So, also I mentioned that you can buy ranks. They are quite good. They start at $5 and go... I'd recommend to purchase Diamond rank because Diamond rank is the prettiest one. We do have Netherite rank, but it's not purchasable yet. But one last little bit about the history is the Quad Quizzer. It originally was quite ugly and it did not fit in with the theme of the lobby, so I transformed that. And then that sparked me to start building some more houses around that because it just was trees and trees and trees. It was treason to have that many trees. Ha. Ha ha. Ha. No. Of course, we also added our famous parkour. It doesn't teleport me for some reason. When I click on that, I need to fix that later. That will be fixed. That's basically all the history about the server, but for now, I will see you in the next video. So.